Most people are still sleeping when destiny starts knocking, the alarm rings, and in that moment, your future asks you a question. Will you rise or will you roll over and let greatness pass you by? Every champion you admire won battles before the sun even showed up. While the world was dreaming, they were building a life most people only wish for. Morning is not just a time of day, it's a test of discipline, a test of hunger, a test of who you truly are. Because the person who conquers the morning conquers the day, and the person who conquers enough day eventually conquers their life. Success doesn't wake up at noon, it shows up at sunrise, waiting for the ones who are hungry enough to meet it. Most people think success is something you stumble upon one day, like luck just magically finds you while you're comfortable, while you're sleeping in, while you're hitting the snooze button again and again. But that's not how the world works. Success has a schedule, and that schedule starts early, long before the noise of the world begins, long before the excuses start flowing, long before the distractions grab your attention. Success is already awake, already moving, already preparing opportunities for the people who have the discipline to get out of bed when it's still dark outside. Think about that moment when the alarm goes off in the morning. The room is quiet, the bed is warm, your mind immediately starts negotiating with you. It tells you 5 more minutes won't hurt. It tells you you're tired, you deserve more rest, you can start tomorrow. And right there in that moment, a battle is happening. Not a loud battle that the world can see, but a silent war inside your mind. On one side is comfort, the easy choice, the path that everyone else is taking. On the other side is growth, discipline, and the life you say you want to build. The people who eventually win in life are the ones who decide again and again that their dreams matter more than that comfortable bed. Morning is powerful because it belongs to the disciplined. When you wake up early, you step into hours that most people will never claim. Those quiet hours become your training ground. That's when ideas are born, plans are built, and momentum begins. While others are still asleep, the people who wake up early are sharpening their minds, strengthening their bodies, and moving one step closer to the life they envision. They're not waiting for motivation to magically appear. They're creating it through action. There's something different about the energy of the early morning. The world feels still, almost like it's giving you space to think clearly. No notifications, no chaos, no endless noise competing for your attention. It's just you and the opportunity to work on becoming the person you know you're capable of becoming. Those early hours are where self-respect is built, because every time you wake up when you said you would, you prove something to yourself. You prove that your word means something. You prove that your goals are not just empty wishes. People often look at successful individuals and assume they have something special that others don't. They think maybe they were born with more talent, more connections, more luck. But what they rarely see is the routine, the mornings nobody witnessed, the discipline that repeated itself day after day after day. Success isn't just built in big moments on big stages. It's built in small, quiet decisions that happen early in the morning when nobody else is around to see them. Every sunrise is like a fresh opportunity standing at your door, asking one simple question. Are you ready to show up for your life today? Or are you going to watch another day slip away while someone else gets ahead? Because while you're deciding whether to wake up or stay comfortable, someone somewhere is already on their feet chasing the same dream you say you want. Every morning you wake up early, you're telling the world, my dreams are bigger than my excuses. And that statement is not made with words, it's made with action. Because anyone can talk about goals. Anyone can say they want success, discipline, greatness, a better life. Words are easy. Dreams are easy. But the moment the alarm rings in the early morning, that is when the truth shows up. That is when your actions reveal what you actually believe about your future. When you choose to wake up early, you are doing something powerful. You are rejecting the comfort that keeps most people average. You are stepping out of the warm bed, stepping into the quiet darkness of the morning, and making a decision that your future matters more than temporary comfort. That decision might seem small, but it carries enormous weight, because every time you do it, you are training your mind to prioritize purpose over excuses. Excuses are everywhere. Your mind will produce them instantly. It will tell you that you slept late. It will remind you how tired you feel. It will convince you that starting later will not make a difference. But discipline is the voice that answers back and says your dreams deserve effort today, not tomorrow. Discipline says the life you want is not going to wait for you to feel comfortable. Discipline says the future you imagine requires action before the world even wakes up. When you rise early, you are sending a signal not just to the world, but to yourself. You are declaring that you refuse to live a life controlled by excuses. You are declaring that your ambitions are stronger than your laziness, stronger than your doubts, stronger than the small voice that tries to keep you safe and comfortable. That moment when your feet touch the floor in the morning becomes a powerful statement about who you are becoming. The early morning exposes character. Nobody is watching you. Nobody is clapping for you. There is no audience to impress. It is just you, your discipline, and the promise you made to yourself about the life you want to build. And that is where real growth begins. Because when you act with discipline, even when nobody is watching, you are building a level of integrity that cannot be faked. Every early morning becomes a brick in the foundation of your future. One day of waking up early might not change your life, but when it becomes a habit, when it becomes part of who you are, those mornings start stacking on top of each other. They create momentum. They create consistency. And consistency is the real secret behind every great achievement. The world often celebrates the results, but rarely talks about the routine. People see the success later. They see the accomplishments, the recognition, the breakthroughs, but they do not see the hundreds of mornings that came before it. They do not see the silent battles fought against sleep, comfort, and excuses. Those early mornings are invisible to most people, but they are the moments that separate those who dream from those who actually build something meaningful. When you wake up early with purpose, you are proving that your goals are not just fantasies living inside your mind. You are proving that you are willing to earn them. You are proving that you respect your dreams enough to sacrifice comfort for progress. And every single morning you do it again, you strengthen that identity inside yourself. An identity that says you are not someone who waits for the perfect moment, but someone who creates it by rising before the world and moving toward the life you refuse to settle without. Greatness is built in the quiet hours of the morning, when nobody is clapping, nobody is watching, and it's just you, proving to yourself who you really are. The world often celebrates the loud moments of success, the trophies, the applause, the headlines, the recognition, but those moments are only the surface. What people rarely see is the silence that came before it. The early mornings when the streets were empty, when the sun had not yet risen, when the only person who knew the work was happening was you. Those quiet hours are where character is forged, not in front of crowds, not when the spotlight is shining, but in the darkness of the morning when you make the decision to show up anyway. No praise, no validation, no instant reward, just effort, just discipline, just the deep understanding that the person you are becoming is built through these invisible moments. When you wake up early and step into that silence, you enter a space where there are no distractions controlling you. The noise of the world hasn't started yet. Social media isn't pulling your attention in 100 directions. The demands of the day haven't begun. In that quiet space, you finally face the most important person in your life. Yourself. Your thoughts, your ambitions, your fears, and your potential all exist in that moment. This is where greatness quietly begins to grow, because greatness is not a single act, it is a pattern, a repeated commitment to improvement that most people are not willing to make consistently. The early morning becomes the proving ground where that pattern begins. Every day you step into it, you are reinforcing the idea that you are serious about becoming better than you were yesterday. There is something powerful about knowing that while the world is sleeping, you are working. That while others are dreaming about success, you are actively building it. That sense of quiet progress creates confidence, not the loud kind that needs approval, but the deep confidence that comes from knowing you are putting in the work that most people avoid. These early hours are where discipline grows stronger than motivation. Motivation is temporary. It appears when things feel exciting and disappears when things become difficult. But discipline is different. Discipline shows up even when you are tired. Discipline shows up when your mind tells you to stop. Discipline shows up when nobody else would blame you for staying in bed. And every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen the foundation of the person you are becoming. The beauty of those quiet mornings is that they allow you to build something real inside yourself. Focus becomes sharper, your thoughts become clearer, your purpose becomes stronger. Without the noise of the world, you begin to hear your own voice more clearly. You begin to understand what truly matters to you and what kind of life you are determined to create. And slowly, day after day, those quiet hours begin to transform you. Not in a dramatic overnight change, but in a steady evolution. Your mindset becomes stronger. Your habits become sharper. Your belief in yourself becomes deeper. The work you do in those silent mornings starts shaping the identity you carry into the rest of the day. Because every morning you rise before the noise of the world, you are proving something powerful to yourself. You are proving that you are capable of doing what most people will never have the discipline to do. You are proving that your growth does not depend on applause or recognition. You are proving that you are willing to build your greatness in silence long before the world ever notices it. And in those quiet hours, when the sun slowly begins to rise and the rest of the world is just starting to wake up, you already know something they don't know yet about the person you are becoming. The truth is, the life you want is not waiting for you in comfort. It's waiting for you in discipline. It's waiting in those early mornings when the alarm rings and the world is still quiet. That moment is where your future begins to take shape. Not in excuses, not in delay, but in the decision to rise when it's easier to stay down. Every sunrise gives you the same opportunity, a fresh start, a clean page, a new chance to prove to yourself that your goals are not just ideas in your head, but commitments you are willing to fight for. The people who build extraordinary lives are not always the most talented, but they are the most consistent. They are the ones who show up early, day after day, long before the results appear. So when tomorrow morning arrives and that alarm breaks the silence, remember what it represents. It is not just a sound telling you to wake up. It is a challenge asking whether you are serious about the life you say you want, whether you are willing to trade comfort for growth, excuses for action, and sleep for purpose. Because the person who wins the morning starts winning the day, and the person who wins enough days eventually wins their life.